Ladies and gentlemen, it's two crazy guys do
We're back at it.
we
It's been
do
years.
it's been years. Um we were trapped for years in some place.
Yeah, in the mines.
I think it was something like that. I'm not sure where it was, but
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
it's like Pakistan or something. We're trapped in a mine.
Yeah.
It was
Mm.
unfortunate, but it had to happen
It had to
eventually.
happen. I think we grew a lot through it
Mm.
emotionally.
We hope that even in our absence, the audience has matured with us.
Yeah. And now we can
Uh,
face the music.
yeah, now we can face what challenges actually should lie ahead.
And the challenge is watch a little
Ultimately,
film called Metropolis from 2001.
try not to watch Metropolis from 2001 challenge.
Try not to do it.
Spoilers, we fail.
We failed immediately.
Yeah.
So I have seen this film. I don't remember a lot about it, to be honest.
When did you watch it?
I watched it in 2020,
Okay.
and I was like this. Before I watched it, I was like this,
Hmm.
and then afterwards, I was like this.
Now that's a review I can trust.
Yep. Um. So we'll see.
Can you tell that I am ill?
Now that you mention it a little bit with your nose, like, is it like a bunged up nose?
Yeah, I got a sore throat and a bunged up nose. What's to do?
Uh, you got to uh, you got to
Oh shit in between.
release release the bile.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So we're gonna stop it here. We're gonna get into this.
yeah.
See you in a bit, audience.
Bye. You go watch Metropolis.
Yeah, go watch it. Come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the movie review show where we review the
Movies.
finest movies of all time. We just watched Metropolis from 2001.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Ethan, did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you rate it out of 10?
Whoa, that was good.
I didn't come up with that,
Oh,
but go ahead.
it was still good, but
Yeah,
it's
it is
less
good.
cool
No,
now.
no, it's fine. I didn't come up with it.
No, it's less cool that you didn't say it first.
Do you think so? I think the guy who came up with it is cool for
Well,
coming up with it.
tell me who came up for it.
The Needle Drop on YouTube.
I've never heard of him, but he's cool, and you're not.
He is pretty cool, to be honest. But we're not
Great.
here. We're not here to talk about him.
No, we're not.
We're here to know your review of this film and my review.
Nah. So I really liked it,
Mm-hmm.
but I honestly don't know what to rate it.
Okay, I think I kind of get what you mean. Are you going to explain anything else?
Because I don't know. There was so many things that confused me, and to an extent, I like that they confused me.
I get what you mean. I can sometimes enjoy things as just an abstract thing.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. I love sci-fi anime stuff that is just so convoluted, like but crazy.
yeah.
No.
I think this is only like the third anime film that I've ever seen ever.
What's your previous two?
Spirited Away and Ponyo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I really liked it. I loved all the settings. I liked that the robots weren't just like this one looks like a human, this one looks like a human, and this one is a human but a bit taller. They were like just weird little designs. I liked all the designs for the robots.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the human designs were quite weird, but I guess they stood out, so I like them. Um, I really thought at the end, spoilers, when the building blows up, I thought that was it for most of the characters.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought at one point, like when the things were like when she sat on the throne and the things were like socketing into her face and stuff.
Hmm.
I thought at that point, that's it.
Yeah.
The end of this film is just going to be sad and
Yeah.
like it's going to be like, and then all the humans ever died.
Yeah.
I thought that was the road they were genuinely going to go down. I'm kind of glad that they didn't because I think it was better that they didn't because I always have a thing against films where it's just like all these people died
Yeah.
and
It's not that film, is it? Like if it was
no,
done by an edgier
yeah,
director or something like.
I feel like having people of like just like innocent bystanders, having those people just die because
Mhm.
of the like things completely out of their control. Things like that really annoys me in films. I remember watching the start of I think it's like Jupiter has fallen or something, or Olympus has fallen or something like that. And there's a bit where a plane crashes and it's like all really gruesome. It's like the plane crashes and all these people die. Like not just people on the plane who were bad people, I think, but like the people on the ground as well. And I was just like, I don't like this film already, so I didn't watch
Mhm.
it.
Right.
So I'm
Uh
glad that they didn't do that. But I did think that after the explosion, that most of the characters were going to be dead. I thought the old guy was going to be
right.
dead.
So what are you gonna say out of 10? What do you think?
It's between like it's definitely above an 8, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's between a 4 and a 4.5 for me.
Awesome. Should I go on to my thoughts on it?
Yeah, I want to hear what you've got to
All
say.
right. I'll get my
Number out.
criticisms. No, no, I'll get my
Okay.
criticisms out first. What I do think is I don't think this story keeps up the pace 100% of the time. I think there's a couple of spots here and there where I was kind of like zoning out because it was kind of meandering.
Right.
It
Which
could
bits?
honestly, I couldn't really. I think in between the bits of just rocks after the girl
Right. Okay. Yeah.
and just like I don't know, little things like when everyone's like protesting, it's a bit like
Yeah.
I don't know. Could maybe like 10 or 20 minutes could have been cut down or something from this film,
Right.
maybe. And I also think not every character is great.
Mm.
Because if you think about the detective, he's not very convincing as a detective, is he?
No. At a certain point, I was like, "Oh, this film's more about Kenichi than the
Yeah.
detective."
I think in a way the main character's Rock and the girl.
I mean, yeah, that does make sense.
To me, the most interesting characters were Rock and that girl, and like
Hmm.
the whole story behind that, because you had, you could see that Rock, you could see why Rock felt the way he felt,
Yeah.
and like the way his dad was like treating him and stuff.
Hmm. But he still
And
respected his dad.
yeah, and you could still see like the girl, the robot. What was the girl called again? It was a weird name,
Tima.
was it? Tima. She was interesting because she was like
She was a conflict,
she was
essentially.
confronting her mortality and stuff like that,
Yeah.
as they love to do in these anime sci-fis.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So, and I guess like yeah. Now, having said those criticisms, I'll get into what I think is cool about this film.
Hmm.
Um, I think everything looks cool all the way
Yeah.
through it. Like
Definitely.
every scene is like the coolest looking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And here's also what I say. I think, as I said, I liked most of the story stuff, and I just felt like maybe a couple bits could have been trimmed down, I suppose. But here's what I am gonna say is the last 40 minutes of this film is better than all of Star Wars. To me.
Wow.
To me,
Okay.
it's
Fair enough.
it's like to me the last 40 minutes is like
When does the last 40 minutes like start?
when they're in that building and there's that throne, to me.
Oh,
This is
when
kind
when
of
when they first reveal like this is where she'll sit.
Yeah, pretty much starting from around there.
Okay.
Um, like to me that last 40 minutes is so good to me. Um, and I also want to say that use of that piece of music, it's a piece of music by Ray Charles, right? You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about?
The one right at the end.
Yeah, when the building's blowing up.
Yeah, I
That's
had
a
never heard that song before.
yeah, I hadn't until I watched this film.
Mm.
To me, that's the most powerful use of a piece of music in anything I've ever seen.
Wow. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I'm obviously we didn't
Yeah.
record it, but we both just shut up for like
Yeah.
15 minutes when that was happening.
To me, when like I think there's like a harp at the beginning that just goes bling before that choir starts. As
Yeah.
soon as that happens, something just happens inside me. Like throughout that whole bit, my palms are just sweating and stuff.
Oh my God.
I'm not kidding. So yeah, I just think that bit in and of itself maybe pumps this up to almost a 10 to me.
Wow. Fair, fair.
But I'm probably gonna give it a 9. I don't it's
Mm.
so hard. It's like I said about I mentioned this to you how you can
Yeah, about
still look
rating
at
games versus films.
well just in general you can look at piece something objectively and see that it has its flaws,
Yeah.
but the things that it you think it does right appeal to your sensibilities so much that it's almost just perfect to you anyway.
Yeah.
Like I can see that in a lot of my favorite things.
Hmm.
Um, and this is an example. So it's hard. It's either a 9, but I kind of want to just give it a 10 out of 10.
You could. You're allowed to.
Let's
Sure.
go. Let's go for it. 10 out of 10.
Wow.
There you
We.
go.
I think that's probably the first 10 out of 10 we've ever done like a video review of.
I gave Clerks 10 out of 10, I think.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. Have you ever given a one 10 out of 10? I mean, I know
Not
that you
not on a video review.
no, you I know that you rate Puss in Boots 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
but we didn't do that as a review. We
And
got to find.
no.
Now let me ask you this. Now, as someone now you've stated in the past that you're not really into anime stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I
I'd like to say that it is not because of the art style whatsoever.
right, what and for me, I would say I'm always trying to look for certain things, certain animes that I do like because I agree that most anime I don't like when it's like just goofy and stupid. That to me is
Mm,
very annoying.
mm.
Um, but this like 90s sci-fi anime such as this or Ghost in the Shell or
I was thinking about
even
Ghost in the
going
Shell midway through. I've never
yeah
seen it, but I thought that maybe it shared some similarities.
well it's a lot Ghost in the Shell isn't as like cartoony as this.
Yeah.
It's a lot more like Matrixy, but it's
Right. Okay.
it's good. I like Ghost in the Shell. Maybe you'd like that as well. But and oh Akira,
Mm.
obviously. Um so I'm always trying to look for
Certain
those
things.
stuff that I
Yeah.
just think is cool because when I think it's cool, I end up thinking it's like the coolest thing ever.
Mm.
Like I did with the ending of this. But so did seeing this make you think differently about it or
What?
about anime,
Make me
about your
think.
feelings on anime stuff?
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna say no, but this is
Okay.
because when I say that I'm not a huge fan of anime, it essentially boils down to I'm not really a huge fan of like anime series
Right.
because it
Okay.
takes a lot of effort for me to watch any TV show,
Mm-hmm.
and anime is just a medium that I'm not in general that into. And so when it's a series, I find it really hard to watch. But when it's something like this, that it's like I have to pay attention for an hour and a
Mm-hmm.
half to 2 hours, I can do that
Yeah.
and I enjoy it.
Right, fair enough.
I wouldn't say it's
Um,
changed my opinion on anime as a series, but anime as a movies, they're still up there as really good.
Yeah, because it's basically just mature animated films. Basically,
Yeah,
is what you can find in anime films is animated films that are willing to do darker stuff.
yeah.
Like Akira is probably the best example of that. It's like you see people like getting sexually harassed in that, I think.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I think that's. Is there anything else to say? You know what? Don't you think that the style of this sometimes look like anime meets 1930s cartoon stuff? Like they kind of look a bit like characters from Popeye, I think, or like
Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah. No, I get that.
yeah, and just the fact that it had like a sci-fi cyberpunk slash art deco
Yeah.
1920s type thing going on it.
It
Anyway,
always it made me think as well because this film came out in 2001, and I
hmm
was thinking like what like Disney films came out in 2001, and I think it's Atlantis.
right.
And I was thinking about like the 2D animation in that because obviously that's
hmm
2D with 3D thrown in. Um, and it may it I don't know. I don't have a wide array of anime film knowledge from 2000 like that period, but it made me feel like there was an intentional look to this in particular to make it look older than 2001.
Yeah, good point. Actually, I think the artist, I think, I think originally this is based on the work of a manga artist who did work in years before.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think it's based on his style of,
Okay, that makes more sense.
because he also did, I think he also did, hold on. Yeah, have you ever heard of not, not finding, I don't know what I'm on about. Not finding Nemo, but wait, let me look this up. Let me look this up. Hold on a second. Talk about something random for a second while I look something up.
um, I'm gonna go do some work after this. Uh, let's see what I'm gonna be learning about. I'm gonna be learning about the evidence for neutrino oscillations, which is thrilling and thankfully a very short lecture. So that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Say that again. What's that called?
What I'm gonna be learning about is that the evidence for neutrino oscillations.
What's that?
So neutrinos are very light, the lightest fundamental particles, and there's a particular property to them that allows them to say you start with a sample of one type of neutrino. As they travel, they will eventually shift between types,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a process that I am not expected to know in its entirety because it's very complicated. But I need to know like what happens and how do we know that it happens. And I guess that's what I'm learning about now. How
Okay. Um.
have you figured it out?
Yeah. Okay. So get this. You've heard of Astro Boy, right?
Yeah.
It's the guy that made Astro Boy made the manga
Ah,
of this.
that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Did you know that Astro Boy got made into a film in like
2011 or
2000
something.
and I think
Yeah.
it was before that.
Yeah, maybe 2009.
2009. Yeah, 2009 it was.
Yeah, I
Do you
remember it
think
was on a trailer before a DVD.
I remember it? Do you think we should watch that
We could. I've heard it's not
one day?
amazing, but
I
we
have
could watch.
heard that. I've also heard. I've heard watch it once and you'll be happy, but don't want need to watch it again.
Yeah, we
So I
could
think
watch
we
that.
should give it a shot, maybe. Um. So yeah, overall, I think Metropolis is a masterpiece that suffers a little tiny bit from some slow bits and some not superb characters.
I'm gonna decide to give it a 4.5. I
Fair
think.
enough. I'm gonna go ahead and just give it 10 out of 10. 5 stars.
Hmm, fair enough.
Actually, I wonder if I've already.
You have, yeah, reviewed by
Yeah.
Ryan Deacon.
What did I give it?
Fantastic. You gave it 4.5.
Oh, what did I put?
Fantastic animated film, so many good designs and touching.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit my review. I'm gonna log it again.
One of the like most recent reviews is just watched on Blu-ray.
I watched it on Blu-ray for some.
Whoa.
Right, I'm gonna put actually, we'll say goodbye and then you can read what I put later.
Yeah, okay.
All right, bye guys. Bye, Ethan.
See you later, Ryan. Bye.
Bye 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 bye. I'm gonna go play Legend of Dragoon.
Ooh.
I've got it on pause, right, all the way through. Rewatch that. Bye.
Bye.